Welcome, Hilltopper Nation. I'm Coach Greg Davis, and this is One-on-One, where you need to meet the names and personalities of people associated with WKU Athletics. Today, we've got another big one, show number 2. Coach Marc Rardin, CUSA Championship Coach and CUSA Coach of the Year for men's baseball. Coach, welcome.
Thanks for having me on. I guess I'm hitting in the 2-hole.
There you go.
There
you go. We got to sacrifice Randy over to second.
There we go.
Okay. First question is always the same with anybody I meet with. Paint the picture for us. Growing up, what was growing up like in Iowa?
I grew up in northeast Iowa on a farm. And I always tell people, when you grow up in Iowa and you grow up on a farm, that's real farming. We had the crops. We had corn, soybeans. We did dairy for a while. We had feeder cattle, horses, sheep, chickens, farrowing houses for hogs. We did it all at one point or another.
So you were used to getting up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning for school?
I actually didn't have to. I mean, it wasn't that earlier. It was more by the time I was getting old enough to really be hands-on with it. We were really more just into the crops, into the soybeans, into the corn.
Gotcha.
My older sisters, I had 4 older sisters. They were growing up in the time where mom and dad were really full into the farming, to where I was little one running around. My sisters were doing a lot of the work.
Gotcha. Now, going to coaching, when did you get hit by the coaching bug? When did you know, hey, this is my calling, I'm going to do this for my career?
Yeah, I mean, to keep it short and sweet, I pitched in a couple College World Series. I was in my senior year. I had a surgery, and a shoulder surgery, of course, and wasn't coming back from it the way that I needed to. And it was just, it was telling me it was kind of done. I was still going to school, finishing up my degree, because I didn't want to go back to the farm or anything. So as I was finishing up, of course, I gravitated back to the field every day with my team. Sure. And I can tell you the first guy I ever helped down in the bullpen, he's actually a junior college head softball coach down in Texas. But and I just started going back day after day, and I started helping on the coaching side, I guess, at that time, even while I was finishing school. I remember one day my coach saying, "Man, you're pretty good at this. Like, you've got an angle, they listen to you."
Sure.
And it was years later where I kind of figured out where God put me in my plan of doing this, and because I was kind of like, man, how did I get here?
Yeah.
And it just played out that way.
Now, we're a couple Midwesterners, so I know growing up, middle 70s in Ohio, who the coaches where I looked up to, Bob Knight, Tom Landry, Sparky Anderson. I like Billy Martin also.
You like some fiery guys.
There you go. But detail guys. Who are the coaches you looked up to growing up?
First one was my junior college coach, Rick Matthews. In fact, he left my sophomore year at my junior college after after we got back from the World Series my freshman year. He got a full-time job with the Rockies. So in pro ball, that was just a guy. He actually is just now retiring. He's really been up in the front office for them, but just a guy that did things right and professional, organized, like you said. Really held kids accountable while keeping the respect from them. Really enjoyed that. Steve Smith, coach I coached for at Baylor in the Big 12 in 98 and 99. I was with him. If anybody asked me what I learned from him, it was how to run a multi-million-dollar business. Like, it's just not 90 feet to the next bag. It's about the business side of it all, while you're obviously helping young men. So on that side, it would be those guys. But, I was a Coach K fan in college basketball. My mom and dad lived in Reynolds, Indiana for a while, outside of West Lafayette. So obviously the Gene Cadys, the Bob Knights of the world that I grew up with, getting to know. just via media-wise, being a basketball guy. I grew up a Hayden Fry fan.
Sure.
I liked how he did everything. University of Iowa football has always kind of been the little engine that could, you know, and always doing stuff. And they're still like that, but Hayden Fry was really the one. If you look at his branch of all the coaches that come off of him, he's one of the biggest guys out there with all those coaches that had at some point worked under Hayden Fry.
Absolutely. Now, we have a lot of interest in food on this show. Randy Lee can tell you that next time you see him. You're a big Iowa guy, so you've been to the Iowa Fair a few times, which I've heard is one of the greatest fairs in the United States.
It is.
It's ranked in one of the top 2 or 3.
Don't take it just from me.
Okay. So it's on my list to go to. What are the top 3 favorite things that you get there to eat when you go to the Iowa State Fair? You only get 3. You don't have to rank them.
The real basic one is the cotton candy. There is just different.
Okay.
It's just different.
Sweeter?
I mean, you know, sometimes you don't. It's kind of like having a bratwurst at a ball game.
Oh, wow.
It's a little bit different than having it in your kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
Same
Absolutely.
thing. You know, so maybe some of it's just the atmosphere.
Sure.
But the cotton candy there has always been great. The tenderloin, you and I talked about.
Yes.
The tenderloins are about the size of this dang. Am I lying or what?
Yeah, hey,
I mean,
you're talking my language.
Midwest tenderloin, and somehow
Nothing better.
there's some company out there that cornered the market on creating a bun that somewhat fits those. I think, someone in quarter, and then anything deep fried. You and I talked. They will literally take a stick of butter like this mic and deep fry it, and you will purchase that thing and consume it, and it's delicious.
I think I'm going to pass on that. My cholesterol won't allow me to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, final question. Big season coming up again.
Yeah.
And, you know, last year you win the conference, win CUSA Coach of the Year. Give us some tidbits. What are you seeing in the early going? You're like me. We're seeing it's awful early.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we have to go out and recruit again. That's kind of the vicious cycle, the hamster wheel. And, you know, we were able to go out. You have the season we had and on social media and throughout college baseball. It just draws a lot of attention, which is great. It also allows you to go into the portal. We've stayed old. We only have 9 underclassmen. And so, you know, it just allows you to stay old. And that's the number one thing we need to be able to do. I think our physicality through the lineup is going to be better overall. And, you know, the big question gets to be, you know, pitching. I mean, we were top 5 in the country the whole season. I don't know if we look to do that in all reality. You know, if you're in the top 30, you're doing well. So, you know, that's probably going to be the biggest part to where we'll start figuring that out really later in October when we get into the team portion of practice.
Any quick nuggets you can give us on the schedule?
Well, we were supposed to open up going down to Mississippi State, but with a coaching change down there, and I think with the success we had, it was kind of a combined, I think we're going to go a different direction.
Sure.
So we ended up picking up BYU out of the Big 12 to come here for a 4-game series, to start the season. When you look at our first 4 weekends, BYU, Indiana, Indiana State, and I'm drawing a blank on my 4th one SEMO, Southeast Missouri State.
All great teams.
Yeah, so all of them in their own fashion have been to regionals last 2 to 3 years in most cases. So, you know, if we got to start off at home and it's going to be a little chilly, you might as well bring in the really good competition to warm you up, and I think we've done that.
Fantastic. Coach, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me on, Coach.
You got it. For our director, Jared McDonald, I'm Greg Davis. We'll see you next time when we go one-on-one.